There we go. There we go. Boys! We're going to start with Goldlewis. Goldlewis is the character that I know the most about. And I think Goldlewis is in a pretty good place. Originally, I thought the FD changes made the character just uncompetitive, unviable. I disagree with that sentiment now. I think there's counterplay to FD, although the character is not where it used to be. I think Goldlewis was severely slept on pre-FD changes. Like, I think Goldlewis might have been like top 5 pre-FD changes. I really do think that. And now, unfortunately, the FD changes really hurt Goldlewis's game plan and probably take him to the lower spectrum of the characters. I'm going to put him in A tier for now. And I think that's probably where he belongs. Obviously, Goldlewis's game plan, difficult to get in. You make a good read, you get a knockdown, and you keep them in. Of course, it's much harder to keep people in. Now it's like a lot more reading focused rather than like a flow charty, where you can just do the same like block strings over and over again. But in some ways, it's good for the game that Goldlewis has counterplay. But nevertheless, Goldlewis mains are in shambles, including myself. Feels bad, man, in the chat. Nixdrox, thank you so much for the follow. Next, we'll talk about Eno. I haven't really thought about a tier list, so I don't have like preconceived notions going into the tier list. I don't know where to put these people. I think Eno is in a good spot as well. I think Eno is like borderline S, maybe A+. It's hard to, I might have to see more of the cast in the charts. For now, I think I'll put her in S. I don't think she has the best matchup chart, but she has the same like Goldlewis feel where, you can steamroll a game once you get him once. You can just mix. But of course, Eno doesn't get changed by FD. Eno is not hurt by the FD changes. If anything, she's buffed because her style of pressure goes way up in stock. And she originally didn't have any defensive options besides her meter thing, but besides her metered reversal. And now she can just FD. And FD is a new defensive option that everybody in the cast now has. So maybe I should reserve S for top 5. I don't know if I'd put Eno in top 5. I don't think she's there yet. For now, I'm going to say that she's in between S and A+, and I might push her down later. I'll try to put the tier list in order as much as I can. Remember, these are all my opinions. You guys can feel free to drop your arguments in the chat, and I can look at them, and maybe, you can sway my opinion. But in the end, this is all going to be my opinion. So Nago needs some buffs. He's just, he has to manage a meter, a blood meter. And, if you pop, it's just unwinnable, right? I don't think a Nago has ever won a game after Blood Rage. He probably needs 4 to 5 more Rekka options after his 236. But yeah, bad specials. I agree with that, Chunks. I think you've swayed me. For a second, I thought they were decent specials, and now I'm thinking, yeah, they're pretty bad. Beyblade probably needs to go full screen, just like the clone buff. All right, obviously, though, Nago is among the best in the game. Nago has the most godlike specials in the game. His kit feels very complete. Nago, I think, is one of the characters that they developed first, along with Soul, right? These characters just feel very complete throughout their entire kit. Everything feels super well balanced. And I thought that originally of the original Nago that we had in version 1 of the game. Now, obviously, he's been buffed like 2 or 3 times since then. And yeah, he's very good. He has the game plan of frame trap. I dare you to press a button into I command throwed you once, and now I can do that for 10 to like 20 more seconds where you have to hold that. Meanwhile, you're taking a bunch of chip damage, and of course, at any point, I can reset again with more throws. Most godlike buttons in the game. If his blood ever gets too high, he is like arguably like the best zoning in the game. Just really degenerate buttons that can be used from full screen. His Blood Rage, I think, needs to be relooked at, because if you survive post Blood Rage, you're probably winning that round, assuming you're not put in like a weird predicament like in the time freeze. But overall, the time freeze very much helps Nago. And if he gets you blocking post Blood Rage, you expect to block for another like 10 to 15 seconds. Meanwhile, you're taking the chip, you're building the risk. If you get hit by anything, you probably lose your character. Just everything about Nago is perfect, right? I don't think he really has a weak spot. He just does everything really well in his own game plan. He feels very different from everyone in the cast. I don't know if I'd say nerf him, but I think the Blood Rage stuff might need to be reworked. I do like where Nago's at. I think he is a fun character. I don't think he's fun to play against. Maybe that's something that they can look at. Mostly, though, I think it's the Blood Rage. I really think that's it. But yeah, Nago, obviously, S+ character. Very, very strong. Zato. I think Zato is... I want to say this is the best Zato's ever been in the game. Once again, FD changes helped him a lot. More defensive options. He also has a style where FD doesn't affect him at all. He's the kind of character that locks you down and then makes you play one-player game up until death. You don't want to lose neutral against this guy. And his neutral's also just very, very strong. If you can prevent people from hitting your Eddie, which you can do that with various ways of like changing the way that you approach with Eddie. Yeah, just among the best in the game. Not as strong as Nagoriyuki and obviously much more difficult, but I do think that Zato currently is better than Ino. I think he's in a better position than Ino. With S tier, I think Zato is an S tier. Like, I think Ino is between these. I think Zato is an S tier solid. Very, very strong character. Next, we have Axl. Axl has, I don't know exactly how his matchup chart goes, but I feel like he doesn't really have trouble against most characters in the game. Maybe like a Chip or Millia is difficult for him to deal with, but obviously those are, you know, few and far between. Not many good Chip and Millia players out there when you compare it to the player base of the rest of the cast. I think Axl has proven to work as like a solo main in tournament, and that's something that you can't do with many characters in this game because of the polarizing matchups. I want to say that Axl is also in this position between A+ and S tier, and I'm not sure which of them I would put ahead between Ino and Axl. Oh man, I think I'm gonna put Ino in front of Axl. I think Axl has those weaknesses that people can exploit. He has a tough time against Soul, who obviously is a very popular character. Has, I was going to say a tough time against Nago, but I think the matchup's fairly even. Okay, I think I like it how it is now. I think I might put Axl in like A+ tier. I think he's a little worse than Ino, but I don't think Ino's going to stay up here much longer anyways, so. I think this looks good to me. Next, we have Gio, just solid fundamental kind of character. She can kind of just do the same thing over and over again. It doesn't look like her game plan changes much between matchups. She kind of just spaces well, punishes whiffed moves very, very easily, and with a lot of reward. Has a really, really strong strike throw game. She did get hurt by the FD changes. Like pre-FD, I think she was dumb strong. Now she's not as strong. Obviously, she doesn't have a reversal. She does have a metered reversal. She's in a good spot. I think she is an S tier. I think she's better than Ino. Do I think she's better than Zato though? It's so hard to say. I'm thinking about it. It's so hard to say, dude. Gio is so strong. A good Gio is so hard to deal with. Their aggression is like, oh. Their aggression is out of this world. Gio's on the edge of S+. I could see that. I think that the power differential though between Nago and Gio is like way too big to put them in the same tier. I think Nago is like borderline a perfect character, where Gio has some other flaws. God, Gio's so good though. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna put Gio above Zato. I think her simplicity, her basic game plan, everything she does is super, super strong. Yeah, she's, oh my God, she's so good. She's so good. Next we have Ramlethal. Obviously, everyone knows right away, Ramlethal is one of the strongest in the game. Her neutral is just throw out big buttons and be completely fine. She converts everything mid-screen to corner with a wall break. And if she ends that wall break, the wall spot with the super, then she can lock you down, put you back in the corner. And you have to hold like 3 to 4 reps more of just like 5K, throw sword, low, 5K, throw sword, low, like over and over and over again, you know? It's difficult. It's really difficult. And I think Ramlethal's Rekka, if you guys didn't know, she has a new like Rekka tech. I think it only exists in this patch of the game, but you can do Rekka dash Rekka 1, like Rekka 1 dash into Rekka 1, and it does like a 7-frame gap, and you can just do it over and over and over again. Not many Ramlethals are taking advantage of it, but I already find Ramlethal really, really difficult to deal with. And if Ramlethal start mastering that, I think she's like S+. But I think I'm just gonna put her in S. I think she is top 5 in the game, easy. Top 3 debatable. I think we'll see as we move on. But Ramlethal has just similar to Geo, a very basic game plan with very, 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 very high reward. Next we have Chip. This is more of a debatable. Chip is weird because Chip has been hit, I think, the last like 2 patches, where previously they were like S+. I don't think they're there now though. I don't even know if I would put them top 5 in the game. Obviously they have a lot of matchups where they bully people, like the Goldlewises of the game. I think, does he bully Pot? I don't know if he does. I'm not going to say that for sure. He also bullies Axl, a nuisance of the game, right? Yeah, I think Chip is probably in the same spot as Eno, where I don't know which one's better, but they're between S and A+. Chip's really strong still. He's just harder to play than ever, I think. I think in the first version of the game, you could actually get away with just doing like button, button, mix up, button, button, mix up, button, mix up, button, throw, like over and over again, and that would just win you games. I don't think that flies anymore against the top level players. And Chip has like a new, really, really, really annoying stagger game. I think I'm just gonna leave him here for now, behind Eno. I don't know where I'll end up going in the final version of the list though. Next, Potemkin. This is going to be a hopefully a based take and not cringe. I hope you guys are staying with me here. Staying with me. Nah, he's S tier. He's S tier. I think Potemkin's really, really strong. I don't think he's better than Geo though. Potemkin, obviously, ridiculously high damage. Really, really solid neutral. Like, probably the best mix-up game for the damage that he gets in the game. It's like, Potemkin is like what Goldlewis wishes he was, you know? Like, Goldlewis prays every night to just wake up and be Potemkin, dude. Oh, man. Yeah, I think Potemkin's Garuda impact, obviously, like, game-breaking almost, right? I think, unironically... You got no chance. Oh, my God! Yes. Thank Finality, thank you so much for the 5 gifties.
Finality has gifted 5 subs to viewers.
Let's go! Wait, we just hit the back-to-bash 4! Let's go! Back-to-bash 4 confirmed. It's happening. Okay, I was talking about Potemkin. So yeah, Garuda impact, strike throw on him is insane. I'm really, really happy that I play Goldlewis because Goldlewis, I think, does really, really well against Potemkin. I've tried playing against Potemkins on other characters, and it feels unwinnable. It feels so bad. Yeah, I don't think people can test Potemkin's strength anymore, though. I think people used to downplay Potemkin. I think everyone knows Potemkin is really, really strong. Another one of those characters that you can just solo main and be really, like, all right. Your matchup spread's fine, I think. And currently we see Shine doing that. Shine has had a lot of success with Potemkin, with solo Potemkin in tournament recently. Ash Gray, thank you so much for the tier 1. Appreciate it, my man. Thanks for the Pod versus Axl, though, I decline to comment.
Ashgray2520 just subscribed.
Next, we have Millia. Millia, I used to think, version 1 of the game, I was like, Millia is broken. I'm never beating this character. This is when I was playing Nago, right? And I had no idea how to deal with people jumping. I would just 2H and pray. I guess that's what Nagos do nowadays, though, you know? But I would 2H and pray, and if I didn't hit him, I would lose immediately. If I did hit him, I would win immediately. Now, I obviously have a more nuanced opinion after playing the game a lot. After playing Goldlewis, I thought, wow, Millia sucks. I have a good matchup. If you guys didn't know, Goldlewis has like 2 winning matchups, and it's like Potemkin and Millia. And I thought Millia sucked for a long time. I was like, wow, this is just free. Millia is terrible. And then I play a different character. I'm like, oh wait, no, Millia is still actually insane. And even now I'm playing against these really, really good Millias, and it feels so hard to play against. These Millia players, you know, they've been refining the mix. As people have been downplaying the character, their mix-up has only gotten better and better and better. Obviously, Millia did also get buffed this patch and the previous one, or not this patch, sorry. This patch was just the May thing. The previous patch, she got a lot of extra opportunities off her role and stuff. And Millia, really good character. I think she's like A+ area. Maybe there's a chance that she's here with Goldlewis in A, but I'm gonna put her in A+ for now. She's a very strong character. Once again, I want to say this, that this game is very balanced. Really, all I think needs to happen is the S+ characters need to be like tuned down a smidge, and I think the game's in like a perfect spot. You know, obviously I want Goldlewis, maybe slight buffs, I guess, maybe revert the FD change, I guess you could do that, but yeah, Millia, dumb strong, but yeah, she's a paperweight. She's the same problem as Chip, but Chip arguably has better neutral. Next, Kai. Cringe Kiske himself, Mr. Kyle. Oh man, Kai is another character that I think is strong, but of course Kai has no mix, and because of it, he's okay. I think Kai is down here with my boy Goldlewis. Oh man, it's so tough. I think Kai mains, you know, they have it hard. They're playing just an honest character that runs at you full screen and throws, and that's all they really have got. Okay, on a serious note though, I think Kai probably does belong he's probably near Goldlewis strength, mostly because his, I don't want to call it zoning, I want to call it space control. His space control is unlike any other in the game. We saw Kiske just make Kai look like a beast in tournament at CEO. Yeah, if you have that playstyle, if you're good at it, if you're able to just keep people away with these like big normals and then constantly hold space and then pick really great times to run in, this character's for you. And they're strong, they're just not degenerate, which is why Kai down here in A tier with Goldlewis. Next we have Soul. I was gonna troll. I was gonna put in next Kai. I'm gonna get right into it. Soul obviously up here with Nago. I think Soul is slightly better than Nago for one reason. Wait, let me step it back a bit. Once again, everyone I have an S+ tier, I think they just have those like perfect kits that just feel really intuitive, really fun to play, really strong in like all areas of the screen. And Soul and Nago, they're both up there. The reason I give Soul the edge though, number one, it's 2 things. I'm sure you know what I'm getting at. It's 1 button that he has. Dare I call it a 3-framer? Dare I call it a DP in itself? On top of his real DP, that's the other one by the way, fact that he is a DP. 5K! Soul 5K is game breaking. It's an anti-air, it's a 3-framer. It goes into a 6S. It's just a really strong button, and it's dash cancelable. Bro, Soul 5K is it's a button, all right. Also his DP. I think to be the best character in the game, I think that character has to have a DP, because characters with DPs just have these inherent mind games on top of their amazing kit already, right? So maybe you knock down a Nago, right? And they have meter, or let's say they don't have meter. Like you know, you can just take a turn, but at the same time, if you play against that Soul and they don't have meter, you still have to respect their DP, forcing you to either learn to safe jump off that knockdown, or if it's not possible, you kind of have to gamble. And just the fact that a character with a DP makes you gamble means that characters with DP, I'm always going to value them over similar characters without DPs. But what else is there to say about Soul? Excellent frame trapping game, excellent neutral, big old buttons, 3-frame anti-air, DP, insane damage. Yeah, Soul's got it all. Really strong character. Next we have my boy Wanji. I am in front of everybody, I'm going to cut that W out of his name. He is not Wanji. He may not be Lanji, but he's not Wanji. You know what? No, wait. Sir Anji, I decree you to be Lanji. Okay, dude? Dude, Lanji is just the worst in the game. It doesn't matter how many buffs he gets. He just loses too hard to DPs. His mix just isn't that strong. His damage is good, especially when he has meter, but he doesn't always get the best. Like, if he gets a random hit, he doesn't convert it into much, you know? I struggle against Anji. Anji is a character that you can struggle against. Once again, B does not mean bad. Well, B kind of stands for bad, right? I mean, it doesn't really, but like B and bad, it's funny. Anji is just missing too much. He doesn't have that frame data. He doesn't have that reversal. He doesn't have that mix. He doesn't have that damage. But I'm still scared of him. but I'm still scared of him. That's just how it is. His spin obviously is a very, very, very strong tool. But it's just not strong enough to compensate for the degeneracy of the cast. Like, compare the Anji's Fukio and spins to just like Nago normals. Like, which would you rather have? Compare it to Ramlethal corner pressure. Which would you rather have? Compare it to Garuda impact. Even compared to Geo, just moves with plus frames. Which would you rather have? It's tough, man. It's tough. If you're an Anji main, it's tough out here, but Anji, I still think, has his place in the game. Next, we have Mei. Good timing. I think Mei is definitely top 5 in the game. She's strong. She's really, really, really strong. Obviously, once again, strike throw game, insane damage, insane neutral. I mean, she would be up here if she had a DP, I think. What does Mei really lack? I guess she doesn't have like those... No, I was going to say she doesn't have those godlike grounded normals, but she has like 2S. She has dolphins on the ground, and in the air, she's just insane. What does Mei lack? What keeps her from being insane? It might just be that, it might just be that Totsugeki isn't as degenerate as just Soul Fire Slash. That might be it. But yeah, I don't think Mei is as strong as the two characters up top, but she's very strong. We all know it. She has offensive options to catch everything very, very consistently, whether it be throws, whether it be backdashes, whether it be jumps, and she converts off everything with and without meter. Very, very strong character. Next, let's talk about Leo. Leo at one point I thought might have been the best in the game. I don't think he is anymore. I don't really have a hard time blocking against Leos like I used to. Of course, I am on PC and I do have wired good connection, and I do have a good PC. So I obviously have some privilege in that I have a little more time, a little more leniency to react to these things. I don't find it too hard to block Leos anymore, especially the average Leo. Like the strong Leos have ideas on how to like constantly rotate their options and make things very, very difficult for you. But I think the amount of players that do that are so, I'm going to say it again, few and far between. At the highest level though, Leo is certainly viable, but he does have a hard time against Soul and Nago, I think. He has a hard time against Nago for sure. Against Soul, I'm not so sure. But I want to say that it's difficult. Obviously, Leo has the down-up DP. Very, very strong. He also has really, really big normals, lots of mix-up options. And I don't think he's one of the best in the game, but he's very, very strong. And he is going to be at S tier. I think now that we have more people in here, I can probably lower some stuff. So like Chip, I don't think is up here. Oh God. Oh my God. Don't put me in this position. I don't want to look like the idiot that has half the cast in the S tier, but it just might be the case. Okay. Ino, no defensive option. You're dropping down A+ tier as well. Zato, also no defensive option, but Bro, the one-player games auto forces you to play, dude. Okay, I'm gonna keep it like this. This looks good to me, okay? This looks good to me. This looks good to me. I like this. Ash Gray. Oh, sorry, not Ash Gray. Oh, never. Oh my god. I got trolled by the Drip Zato. This tier list is Kappa incarnate. No Meggies. No Meggies. This is just factual. This is based. If you have another opinion, you are wrong. What more can I say? Next, we have Faust. Faust at one point, actually for a long time, was the worst in the game. He got a buff, became better than Anji, and that was it. Securing Anji's spot as the worst in the game. But Faust in a good spot now. I think Faust is like a solid A+ character. Probably not as good as Eno or Chip or Axl or Millia. But he's really good, dude. I think Faust is really good. But of course, it's one of those characters that you kind of have to have like a specialist play, you know? Those really good Fausts are just so much better than the average Faust. They make it very difficult. Obviously, his command grab is very good. Like the Oki he gets after with a high-low is very strong. He has a ton of mind games where after he does that, he can keep looping the situation. Neutral, very strong. Has great ways to use meter. The J2K buff I think is degenerate. That tool, like, oh, I'm glad. I think he needs it, but it's really annoying to deal with. He can just like jump immediately J2K. It covers a lot. It covers a lot. Faust has some surprisingly good matchups. I don't know the matchup specifically, but I would believe that. I think Faust does not struggle the way that he once did. And though currently he is bottom 4 on this list, I don't think he needs to be changed. I think he's in a really good spot. Next, we'll do Jacko. We'll leave Happy Chaos for last. Happy Chaos will be kind of a guess, by the way, because obviously we don't have the best... we don't have the most information out on Happy Chaos just yet. Next, we're talking about Jacko. Jacko, another character specialist character. That was a weird way to put that. But I don't think that she has... Okay, number one, I want to say, I don't want to... I don't think Jacko needs to be changed at all, no matter where I put her. I think she's in a very solid spot. But I don't think that her mix-up game is anywhere as good as like the rest of the cast. I don't think she has those mix-ups. I don't think she has that strike throw. She does have that damage. She doesn't convert that well. I'm trying to like, you don't see a lot of Jackos, so it's really hard to conceptualize her with the rest of the cast. I played my first Jacko today in the last month. I did get rolled, but you know, I blame the 300 ping 6 rollback frames. You know, no big deal. I want to say Jacko belongs right behind Faust and A+. This makes sense to me. I think Jacko is slightly better than Kai. She has more, she just has more she can do than Kai. I think Kai's biggest problem is that he just doesn't have anything dishonest whatsoever. And Jacko has some dishonest stuff, okay? She does. Throwing minions full screen, kind of degenerate. Clapping right in front of somebody's face and strike throwing, kind of degenerate. But it's all resource based. And ultimately, I think other characters do what she does better. And speaking of that, Happy Chaos, I think, is just better Jacko. I gotta be honest. Happy Chaos, wait, I didn't want to put Happy Chaos. Okay, I'm gonna leave him down here, but he's not down here, right? Okay. Happy Chaos, I think, shows the most promise right now in like all of the roster long term. Happy Chaos converts off every hit into big damage. Happy Chaos seemingly, if played optimally, has really good zoning potential. His neutral's a bit rough. His offense is really strong. His biggest problem is that he doesn't have defensive options. And I think that alone, so like, I'm gonna put him here first, right? This is not where I'm gonna keep him. This is not, I promise you, this is not where I'm gonna keep him, right? Let's just compare him to Zato real quick, right? So Happy Chaos, I think better offense than Zato. Not as good as Lockdown, I don't think, but better offense for sure. It's not debatable. Neutral, Zato probably wins. It's much easier to play Zato, I think. I unironically think Happy Chaos is the hardest character to play in the game. Zato also converts for big damage in neutral, but not off any hit. You do have to have Eddie out. But there's one factor. There's one factor. And that's the drip factor. Happy Chaos has the most drip in the entire game. Otherwise, though, I think he's very similar to Zato, just harder to play. With higher reward, a bit harder time in neutral against the rushdown characters. I think Zato plays better against the rushdown characters. But the drip factor alone, I think, is enough. Put him in front of Zato. Next week, we're tackling one at a time. Leo. Is Happy Chaos better than Leo? Well, we just ask ourselves one question. Does he have a DP? The answer's no. Happy Chaos secured at top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Top 8 in the game. You guys heard it here first. But there's one more thing I have to say. Happy Chaos, right? Obviously, Happy Chaos, you know, top 8 in the game. We just said this. We all believe this now, right? You guys all believe this streamer? Happy Chaos top 8. This is like the average top level Happy Chaos, I think. And then we have Deb and Sonic Fox's Happy Chaos. Happy Chaos, top 3, but only when played by one of the best players of all time. Doing the most degenerate stuff. Things that I will never be able to do. But yeah, average Happy Chaos. Gonna be closer to there. Obviously, Happy Chaos, the hardest, the hardest character to play in the game, I think. And I think that's a great way to end this. That's a great way to end this tier list. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys all appreciate it. And no, this is not a joke tier list. I 100% believe in all of these things. Feel free to debate me. And you know, I'm ending the video here. Thank you all for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the Discord. Check out the you know, Twitter. And follow the Twitch. Bye-bye.